Can you imagine if one of your course projects ended up being published? That's what happened for researchers Bo Chang and Chong Zhang from the Statistics Department at the University of British Columbia. They are joining us today to discuss their recently published study on generating handwritten Chinese characters using CycleGAN, a form of artificial intelligence. Thank you for joining us today. We would like to start off by discussing your motivations for this study. Since this started off as a computer science course project, what inspired you to investigate the generation of Chinese characters?
I think one of the most fundamental reasons that we chose to generate Chinese characters is because I am personally very interested in Chinese calligraphy. And we did a little bit of literature review, and we found out that no one is doing like such thing. So that's why we chose to apply it on generating Chinese characters. So we in the course we didn't cover the GAN stuff. So GAN is one of the most well developed method for generating images like in real applications, and that's why we want to apply GAN on our project.
Wow, your study's use of AI seems to be quite technical. In a previous interview, you spoke on the comparison of the CycleGAN method to a black box, where the black box learns the transformations needed to go from data to handwriting generation from the input data. Could you please elaborate more on the black box analogy?
So that G mapping is just like the black box that Bo just mentioned. So you just threw that data set into the black box. So thinking of like if as a human being, you want to transform the printed font to a handwritten font, you might, thinking about you're doing Photoshop. So you just do all kinds of like transformations or corrections like that. And we want to let the computer to automatically learn that.
Oh, okay. And once the computer learns it, we can input new characters into the black box, and the box will output transformed characters in the desired handwritten style. Pretty cool. Thank you. I know that a lot of us who aren't familiar with statistics and AI really benefited from that explanation. I understand that you both studied your undergrad in China, so Chinese handwriting probably played a big role in that. How do you think this project contributes to Chinese culture and handwriting?
I feel like especially for the calligraphy generation part. So for example, in our data set, so this is essentially our training data. This is a very famous writing by a Chinese calligrapher called Wang Xizhi, a small amount of characters. So using our method and based on this writing, we are like thinking about maybe we can generate other characters that's in the same style, the same nice style as what Wang Xizhi wrote like thousands of years before.
I see. This sounds like a great way to preserve personal style from important calligraphers in China's history. Are you aware of your research currently being used for further studies, or whether there are similar studies being done by other researchers?
We are not working on any follow-ups of this project, but our code is available online on GitHub, and it's just openly available to other people. So far, it has like 30 stars already, and a lot of forks. I believe there are a lot of researchers or industry people all over the world that are interested in our method and kind of applying our method to their...
Well, actually, we were contacted by a researcher.
Oh, yeah, that's true. We were recently contacted by a researcher from Korea who's interested in applying our method on like Asian Korean writing, something like that. Yeah.
Wow, that is definitely very impressive. For our listeners who aren't familiar with GitHub, this is a platform where code is uploaded and other people around the world can use and contribute to the code, hence starts and forks. That being said, we really appreciate you taking the time to join us today and discussing your work with us and our listeners.
Thank you for having us.
And that concludes our interview with Bo Chang and Chong Zhang. You can find more information about their research on our blog post, and as always, thank you for listening.